Okay, so I'm really fucking excited because it turns out that my last video I did was my 500th episode. Around my 100th episode, I did a comeback. On my 100th episode, I pretended I was a Dark Man again, and I gave you the review of Gojira, one of the best monster movies of all time. Well, for my 500th, which means it's been 400 videos since that one, I'm going to review a movie. Oh yeah, it's a movie I've been avoiding for such a long time. I'm going to finally review it. I'm going to review it as the Dark Man. Okay. Now, how y'all doing today? I'm the Dark Man. Okay. One of my favorite movies is The Wizard of Oz. You see, in The Wizard of Oz, there's this girl called Dorothy. And she has a little dog named Toto. And her and Toto are running home because her neighbor's a cunty piece of shit. And she meets with her uncle and her aunt at their farmhouse and tells them how shit's going. And she's like, "Oh, Auntie Em and Uncle Jacob and this bitch tried to fuck me up." And they're like, "Well, Brother Dorothy, we can't be bothered. We're clucking chickens." So she goes to talk to the farmhands. Well, anyway, so she starts running away because the police gave her neighbor permission to kill her dog for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, so the witch bitch takes her dog away, but the dog escapes because it was a basket that he could just open easily. Anyway, so she runs away with Toto, and they meet this magician guy, and he's a fraud, obviously. And he tells her to go back home. So she goes back home, and there's a big twister, like cool twister, way better than that piece of shit Bill Paxton movie. Anyway, so she does that, and she goes home, and the twister, they lock her out of the cellar because they're assholes. And she gets knocked out by a window that doesn't even touch her. And then she's in this magical land, and she meets Glinda, the good fairy. And Glinda's a cunt. She is. Like, she's a piece of shit. And she ends up killing one of the witches. And then a bunch of wee mans come out, and they start running around and shit. They're all like, "Ding dong, the witch is dead, the witch is dead, the witch is dead." And then this other witch, who was her neighbor, because, I'll explain it later. Well, anyway, so the witch comes down, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to get you and your little dog." She's like, "No." Anyway, so she goes on the yellow brick road, and they tell her to walk on the yellow brick road for, 200 minutes. They keep saying, "On the yellow brick road, on the yellow brick road, on the yellow brick road." I think after the second time, she would have fucking known to go on the yellow brick road. Anyway, so, she meets the Scarecrow, and they do a little dance together on the yellow brick road. The backgrounds are completely fucking fake looking. And then she meets the Tin Man, and they dance, and they talk. Then they meet the Cowardly Lion, and because there's lions and tigers and bears, oh my. She bitch slaps the lion. She's like, "You don't go after my dog, motherfucker." Pounds the shit out of that lion. He's all like, "Woo!" Anyway, so they go to the city. And they meet the wizard, and apparently he's the dude from fucking Megamind. He's like a big green head, and so he tells him, he's like, "Go kill that bitch." So they go to the witch's house, and they throw water on her when she tries to burn Scarecrow, and she turns into fucking dinosaur droppings, and then they come back, and the wizard's like, "Oh, I can't do nothing because I'm a douche." And then they find the wizard behind a curtain, and he's like, "Oh, you found me," and they force him to give him shit. And he gives the Scarecrow a heart watch for some reason. And they give the Scarecrow a graduation paper diploma, and he gets smarter somehow. Yeah, okay. And then the lion, he has something to represent courage. I don't remember. Oh, a medal, because medal equals courage. And it's not fully explained, obviously. So then he doesn't give a shit to Dorothy because he don't like Dorothy. Well, anyway, he ends up flying away without her, and then Glinda finally comes down. She's like, Dorothy, all you had to do the whole fucking time was tap your feet. And Dorothy should have been like, bitch, you put me through all this shit just to tell me that I love my aunt, even though the fact that I came back home to tell my aunt I love her, are you fucking serious? You put me through all the shit, you beat the fucking shit out of you. She beats the shit out of that bitch. Well, anyway, so she wakes up and it's all a dream and there's no place like home. Wizard of Oz is one of the best movies of all time. It's a good movie, but goddamn is it flawed. Peace. Thank you for joining me on my 500th video, and I hope to have 500 more. Peace.